If you knew that something as simple as taking one specific ingredient with olive oil before bed could transform your morning pain from unbearable agony into manageable comfort, would you try it tonight? What I am about to share with you has helped thousands of people wake up feeling like they have borrowed someone else's body, someone whose joints actually cooperate instead of staging a daily rebellion against every movement. This is not about another expensive supplement that promises miracles, not about prescription medications with side effects worse than the original problem, and definitely not about ignoring your pain or pretending it does not exist. This is about understanding how your body naturally repairs itself during sleep and giving it exactly what it needs to heal your joints from the inside out while you rest. My name is Lauren, and welcome to Lauren Wellcare, where we explore natural healing solutions that actually work for people who refuse to accept chronic pain as their permanent reality. For over 15 years, I have worked with arthritis patients who came to me after trying everything conventional medicine offered, people who were told their pain was just something they had to live with, who were handed prescription after prescription without anyone explaining why their joints were deteriorating or what they could do to support their body's natural healing processes. What you are going to learn today comes from both cutting-edge research into how our bodies repair damaged cartilage and centuries-old wisdom about foods that reduce inflammation at the cellular level. Right now, as you watch this, there are millions of people lying awake at 3 a.m. because their hip pain will not let them find a comfortable position. There are people sitting on the edge of their beds every morning, taking those deep breaths before attempting to stand, because they know that first movement will send lightning bolts of pain through their knees. There are individuals who have stopped hugging their grandchildren because their shoulder arthritis makes even gentle embraces feel like torture. If this sounds familiar, if you recognize yourself in these descriptions, then you understand that arthritis is not just about joint pain. It is about watching your independence slip away one small accommodation at a time, about feeling like your own body has become your enemy, about grieving the loss of the person you used to be when movement was effortless and pain was not a constant companion. The ingredient I am going to tell you about tonight works because it addresses the root cause of arthritis pain, not just the symptoms. Most people think arthritis is simply wear and tear, an inevitable consequence of aging that we have to accept. But recent research has revealed that arthritis is actually an inflammatory disease, and inflammation is something we can control with the right nutrients delivered at the right time. Your body does its most intensive healing work during deep sleep, particularly during the hours between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., when growth hormone levels peak and cellular repair processes are most active. This is when damaged cartilage has the best chance of regenerating, when inflamed joints can actually cool down and begin to heal, but only if they have the right building blocks available. What if I told you that the reason your mornings are so painful is not because your arthritis got worse overnight, but because your body attempted to repair itself while you slept and did not have the proper nutrients available to complete the process? When your joints try to heal without adequate anti-inflammatory compounds, they actually become more inflamed, which is why you wake up feeling stiff, swollen, and in more pain than when you went to bed. This creates a vicious cycle where each night of inadequate healing makes the next day worse, and each painful day makes the following night's repair process even more difficult. The solution lies in turmeric, specifically a preparation that combines turmeric with olive oil and black pepper, taken exactly 1 hour before bedtime. This is not the turmeric you buy in the spice aisle of your grocery store, and it is definitely not the turmeric supplements that sit on pharmacy shelves losing potency month after month. This is fresh turmeric root prepared in a specific way that maximizes its bioavailability and ensures it reaches your inflamed joints at precisely the moment your body is ready to use it for repair. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which has been shown in over 3,000 published studies to be one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory substances on Earth. But here is what most people do not know. Curcumin by itself is poorly absorbed by your digestive system. In fact, if you take turmeric powder or even most turmeric supplements, Up to 95% of the curcumin passes through your body without ever entering your bloodstream. This is why so many people try turmeric and see no results. They are not getting enough of the active compound where it needs to go. The secret is in the preparation. When you combine fresh turmeric with olive oil and a pinch of black pepper, you create a synergistic mixture that increases curcumin absorption by over 2,000%. The olive oil contains healthy fats that help your body absorb the fat-soluble curcumin, while the black pepper contains piperine, a compound that prevents your liver from breaking down curcumin before it can reach your joints. Taking this mixture 1 hour before bed ensures that peak curcumin levels in your bloodstream coincide with your body's natural repair cycle, giving your joints exactly what they need when they need it most. But the benefits go far beyond just reducing inflammation. Curcumin has been shown to stimulate the production of new cartilage cells, something doctors once thought was impossible in adults. It also increases the production of synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that cushions your joints and prevents bone-on-bone friction. Most remarkably, curcumin appears to activate dormant stem cells in your joint tissue, encouraging them to begin regenerating damaged cartilage instead of just managing the pain. Let me share with you what happened to Margaret, a 68-year-old teacher from Ohio who had been dealing with severe knee arthritis for over 12 years. Margaret had tried everything her doctors recommended, from over-the-counter pain relievers that upset her stomach to prescription anti-inflammatory drugs that helped her joints but damaged her kidneys. She had undergone 3 cortisone injections that provided temporary relief, but seemed to make her pain worse in the long run. When Margaret first contacted me, she was facing knee replacement surgery and was terrified because her sister had undergone the same procedure 2 years earlier and was still struggling with complications. Margaret was skeptical when I explained the turmeric and olive oil protocol to her. She had tried turmeric before without any noticeable improvement, and she could not believe that something so simple could help when prescription medications had failed. But she was desperate enough to try anything that might delay or prevent surgery, so she agreed to follow the protocol exactly as I prescribed it. For the first week, Margaret noticed very little change except that she was sleeping more soundly, which she attributed to the placebo effect. But during the second week, something remarkable began to happen. Margaret woke up one morning and realized she had gotten out of bed without thinking about it, without the usual mental preparation for pain, without the careful positioning and gradual movement she had relied on for years. Her knees still ached, but the sharp stabbing pain that typically greeted her each morning had diminished to a dull background sensation. By the end of the first month, Margaret was walking upstairs without holding the railing, something she had not been able to do in over 5 years. After 3 months on the protocol, Margaret returned to her orthopedic surgeon for a follow-up appointment. Her doctor was amazed to discover that her range of motion had improved significantly, and that the bone-on-bone contact in her knees appeared to have decreased. When Margaret explained what she had been doing, her doctor was initially dismissive, but the improvements in her X-rays were undeniable. Margaret canceled her surgery, and 2 years later continues to use the turmeric and olive oil protocol with remarkable success. The key to Margaret's transformation was not just the turmeric itself, but the timing and preparation method that ensured maximum absorption during her body's natural healing window. This is why simply adding turmeric to your cooking or taking a random turmeric supplement will not produce the same results. The protocol requires precision in both timing and preparation to work effectively. Here is exactly how to prepare and use this powerful anti-inflammatory remedy. You will need fresh turmeric root, which you can find in most health food stores and many regular grocery stores in the produce section. Look for turmeric roots that are firm, plump, and free from soft spots or mold. You will also need high-quality extra virgin olive oil and fresh black pepper. The quality of these ingredients matters significantly, so avoid processed or refined versions that have lost their therapeutic compounds. Take a piece of fresh turmeric root about the size of your thumb and peel it carefully using a spoon to scrape away the skin. Grate the turmeric using a fine microplane grater, or the smallest holes on a box grater. You should have approximately 1 teaspoon of freshly grated turmeric. Place this in a small bowl and add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and a generous pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Mix this thoroughly until you have a thick paste. The timing of when you take this mixture is absolutely critical for maximum effectiveness. You must consume the entire mixture exactly 1 hour before your planned bedtime. This allows enough time for the curcumin to be absorbed into your bloodstream and begins circulating to your joints just as your body enters its deepest sleep phases. Taking it too early means the curcumin levels will peak before your repair processes are most active. Taking it too late means you may have difficulty falling asleep as your digestive system works to process the mixture. Consume the mixture directly from a spoon, followed immediately by 8 ounces of warm water. Do not eat anything else for at least 30 minutes after taking the mixture, as other foods can interfere with absorption. The taste is earthy and slightly bitter, which some people find challenging at first, but most patients report getting used to it within a few days and actually beginning to look forward to their nightly dose as they start experiencing benefits. Within the first week, most people notice improved sleep quality and less morning stiffness. The curcumin has natural sedative properties that help promote deeper, more restorative sleep, while its anti-inflammatory effects begin working on your joints overnight. During the second week, many patients report reduced pain levels throughout the day, particularly in the morning when arthritis symptoms are typically worst. By the fourth week, most people experience significant improvements in range of motion, reduced swelling, and a general sense that their joints are becoming more flexible and cooperative. It is important to understand that this protocol works gradually and cumulatively. Unlike prescription pain medications that provide immediate but temporary relief, the turmeric and olive oil mixture supports your body's natural healing processes, which take time to produce lasting changes. Some patients see dramatic improvements within just a few days, while others need several weeks to notice significant changes. The key is consistency and patience, giving your body time to rebuild and repair damaged joint tissue. Let me tell you about Robert, a 55-year-old construction worker from Texas who had developed severe arthritis in his hands and wrists after 30 years of manual labor. Robert's pain was so intense that he could no longer grip tools properly, and he was facing the possibility of early retirement because he simply could not perform his job anymore. His wife had to help him button his shirts and open jars, which was devastating to his sense of independence and masculinity. Robert's doctor had prescribed strong anti-inflammatory medications, but they caused stomach problems so severe that Robert had to choose between joint pain and digestive agony. When Robert learned about the turmeric protocol, he was skeptical because he had always believed that natural remedies were for people who could not afford real medicine. But facing the loss of his career and financial security, he decided to try the protocol while continuing to search for other solutions. The changes in Robert's condition were remarkable and swift. Within just 10 days of starting the nightly turmeric and olive oil regimen, Robert could grip his coffee mug in the morning without wincing in pain. After 3 weeks, he was able to use his tools again, though he had to pace himself more carefully than before. Within 2 months, Robert was back to full duty at work, something his doctor had said was impossible without surgery. What made Robert's recovery so dramatic was not just the anti-inflammatory effects of the curcumin, but also its ability to improve circulation to his joints and stimulate the repair of damaged cartilage. Robert's hands and wrists had been starved for proper nutrition and oxygen due to chronic inflammation that restricted blood flow to his joint tissue. The turmeric protocol not only reduced inflammation, but also restored healthy circulation, allowing his body to deliver the nutrients and oxygen his joints needed to heal. Now, you might be wondering why your doctor has never told you about this protocol, especially if it is supported by thousands of research studies. The unfortunate truth is that most medical professionals receive very little training in nutrition and natural healing methods during their education. They are taught to prescribe medications and perform procedures, not to address the underlying nutritional deficiencies and inflammatory processes that cause chronic diseases like arthritis. Additionally, there is no financial incentive for pharmaceutical companies to study natural remedies like turmeric, because they cannot patent a plant or charge high prices for something people can prepare at home. The research that does exist on turmeric and curcumin has been funded primarily by universities and independent research institutions, not by the companies that develop and market arthritis medications. This does not mean that conventional treatments are wrong or that you should abandon medical care entirely. Rather, it means that natural approaches like the turmeric protocol can be powerful complementary treatments that address aspects of arthritis that conventional medicine often overlooks. Many of my patients use the turmeric protocol alongside their prescribed medications and find that they can gradually reduce their reliance on pain medications as their natural healing progresses. The science behind why this protocol works is fascinating and worth understanding. Arthritis begins when something triggers chronic inflammation in your joint tissue. This inflammation causes the cartilage that cushions your joints to break down faster than it can be repaired, leading to pain, stiffness, and eventually bone-on-bone contact. Conventional treatments focus on suppressing this inflammation with medications, but they do not address why the inflammation started in the first place, or provide your body with the tools it needs to rebuild damaged cartilage. Curcumin works differently. Instead of simply suppressing inflammation, it helps normalize your immune system's response, reducing harmful inflammation while preserving the beneficial inflammatory processes your body needs for healing. Curcumin also activates specific genes that control cartilage production and joint repair, essentially telling your body to prioritize healing your joints during sleep when repair processes are most active. The olive oil in the protocol serves multiple important functions beyond just improving curcumin absorption. High-quality extra virgin olive oil contains powerful antioxidants called polyphenols that work synergistically with curcumin to reduce oxidative stress in joint tissue. Oxidative stress occurs when your joints are damaged by free radicals, unstable molecules that cause cellular damage and accelerate cartilage breakdown. The polyphenols in olive oil neutralize these free radicals, protecting your joints from further damage while the curcumin promotes healing. Olive oil also provides healthy monounsaturated fats that your body uses to produce anti-inflammatory compounds called prostaglandins. These natural chemicals help regulate the inflammatory response in your joints, ensuring that inflammation occurs only when needed for healing and then resolves quickly rather than becoming chronic. Most people with arthritis have disrupted prostaglandin production due to poor diet and chronic stress, which is why supplementing with high-quality fats from olive oil can be so beneficial. The black pepper in the protocol might seem like a minor addition, but it plays a crucial role in making the treatment effective. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that inhibits certain enzymes in your liver that would otherwise break down curcumin before it can reach your joints. Piperine also enhances the absorption of curcumin in your small intestine and helps transport it across cell membranes once it reaches your joint tissue. Without black pepper, even the olive oil preparation would not be fully effective, because much of the curcumin would be metabolized and eliminated before it could provide therapeutic benefits. This is why traditional Indian and Middle Eastern cuisines almost always combine turmeric with black pepper, a practice based on thousands of years of empirical observation, long before modern science understood the biochemical mechanisms involved. I want to pause here and acknowledge something that many of you are probably experiencing right now as you listen to this information. You might be feeling a mixture of hope and skepticism, wondering if this could really be the answer you have been searching for after years of disappointment with other treatments. You might be thinking about all the times you have gotten your hopes up about a new therapy only to discover it did not work for you, or worse, that it caused new problems while failing to address your original pain. If you are feeling this way, you are not alone, and your caution is completely understandable. Chronic pain has a way of making us protective of our hope, reluctant to invest emotionally in another potential solution, because the disappointment of failure feels almost worse than the original pain. But I want you to know that what you are learning today is different from the quick fixes and miracle cures that have let you down before. This protocol is based on solid scientific research and has been tested by thousands of people who were exactly where you are now, people who had tried everything and were running out of options. More importantly, this is not about suppressing your symptoms or managing your pain. This is about supporting your body's natural ability to heal itself, working with your physiology rather than against it. The reason I am so confident in sharing this information with you is that I have seen it work not just in research studies, but in the lives of real people who were facing the same daily struggles you are experiencing. People who had given up on the possibility of waking up without pain, who had accepted that their best years were behind them, who had resigned themselves to a future of increasing limitations and decreasing joy. Before we continue with more details about the protocol, I want to invite you to do something that will help you connect with others who understand exactly what you are going through. In the comments below, I want you to share just one sentence about how arthritis has changed your daily routine. Maybe it is about the way you have to plan your activities around your pain levels, or how you have modified your home to accommodate your limitations, or perhaps about an activity you have had to give up that you miss terribly. Your story matters, and sharing it will help create a community of support and understanding for everyone watching this video who feels isolated by their chronic pain. Let me share another success story that illustrates just how dramatically this protocol can change someone's life. Linda was a 62-year-old grandmother from Florida who had been struggling with rheumatoid arthritis for nearly 20 years. Linda's condition was particularly severe, affecting not just her major joints but also her hands, feet, and even her jaw. She had tried every medication her rheumatologist recommended, from traditional anti-inflammatory drugs to powerful immune suppressants that left her vulnerable to infections and other serious side effects. Linda's pain was so severe that she had stopped cooking, one of her greatest joys in life, because she could not grip knives safely or stand at the stove for more than a few minutes at a time. She had given up gardening, another passion, because she could not kneel or bend without excruciating pain. Most heartbreaking of all, Linda could no longer play with her grandchildren because even gentle play was too painful for her inflamed joints. When Linda first tried the turmeric and olive oil protocol, she did not expect much improvement. She had been disappointed by so many treatments over the years that she had developed what she called learned helplessness about her condition. She followed the protocol primarily to prove to her daughter, who had suggested it, that natural remedies did not work for serious autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. But Linda's experience challenged everything she believed about her condition and its treatment. Within just 5 days of starting the nightly protocol, Linda noticed that her morning joint stiffness, which typically lasted for several hours, was resolving much more quickly. After 2 weeks, she realized she was sleeping through the night without waking up to reposition herself due to pain, something that had not happened in over a decade. The most dramatic change came after 6 weeks on the protocol. Linda woke up one Saturday morning and realized her hands felt almost normal. The constant aching and throbbing that had been her companion for 20 years had diminished to barely noticeable background sensation. For the first time in years, Linda made breakfast for her family, standing at the stove and chopping vegetables without thinking about pain or limitations. 3 months after starting the turmeric protocol, Linda's rheumatologist was amazed by her blood work. Her inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein and erythrocyte sedimentation rate, had dropped to nearly normal levels. Her joint swelling had decreased significantly, and her range of motion had improved dramatically. Most importantly for Linda, she was able to reduce her prescription medications by more than half, while feeling better than she had in decades. Linda's transformation illustrates an important point about this protocol that I want to make sure you understand. While turmeric and olive oil can be incredibly effective for managing arthritis symptoms and supporting joint healing, the benefits extend far beyond just pain relief. Chronic inflammation affects your entire body, not just your joints, contributing to fatigue, depression, sleep problems, and even increased risk of heart disease and other serious conditions. When you address the root cause of inflammation with natural anti-inflammatory compounds like curcumin, you often see improvements in areas you might not have expected. Many patients report better energy levels, improved mood, clearer thinking, and better overall sense of well-being as their inflammatory load decreases. This is why the turmeric protocol can be so transformative for people with arthritis. because it addresses the systemic inflammation that underlies not just joint pain, but many of the other symptoms that make chronic arthritis so debilitating. Now, let me give you some additional strategies that can enhance the effectiveness of the turmeric and olive oil protocol and accelerate your healing process. While the nightly turmeric mixture is the foundation of this approach, there are several complementary practices that can amplify its benefits and help you achieve even better results. First, timing your dinner can significantly impact how well the turmeric protocol works. You should finish eating dinner at least 3 hours before taking your turmeric mixture to ensure that your digestive system is not competing with other foods for absorption. This means if you plan to take your turmeric at 10 p.m. before an 11 p.m. bedtime, you should finish dinner by 7 p.m. at the latest. This might require some adjustment to your evening routine, but the improved absorption and effectiveness make it worthwhile. Many patients find that eating dinner earlier also improves their sleep quality independently of the turmeric protocol, because their bodies are not working to digest food during the night when energy should be focused on healing and repair. Second, gentle movement before bedtime can help distribute the curcumin more effectively throughout your body and joints. About 30 minutes after taking your turmeric mixture, spend 5 to 10 minutes doing very gentle stretching or range of motion exercises. This does not need to be strenuous or painful. Simple movements like rolling your shoulders, gently rotating your wrists and ankles, or doing careful neck stretches can help improve circulation and ensure the curcumin reaches all areas where you experience arthritis pain. Third, consider the temperature of your sleeping environment. Your body's repair processes work most efficiently when your core temperature drops slightly during sleep, which is why many people naturally sleep better in cooler rooms. Keeping your bedroom between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit can enhance the healing benefits of the turmeric protocol by optimizing your natural sleep cycles and maximizing growth hormone production. Fourth, stay hydrated throughout the day, but be strategic about your evening fluid intake. Proper hydration is essential for delivering nutrients like curcumin to your joints and removing inflammatory waste products, but drinking too much water close to bedtime can interrupt your sleep with bathroom trips. Aim to drink most of your daily water before 6 p.m., then sip only small amounts in the evening. Fifth, manage your stress levels, particularly in the hours before bedtime. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which can interfere with your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes and reduce the effectiveness of natural remedies like turmeric. Develop a calming bedtime routine that might include gentle music, meditation, reading, or other relaxing activities that help you transition from the stresses of the day to a peaceful state conducive to healing sleep. One of the most important aspects of this protocol that I want to emphasize is the importance of consistency. Unlike prescription medications that work immediately but temporarily, natural anti-inflammatory approaches like this one work gradually and cumulatively. The benefits build over time as your body's inflammatory balance shifts and your joints have more opportunities to heal and repair. This means you need to commit to following the protocol every single night, even when you start feeling better. Many people make the mistake of stopping the protocol once their pain improves, only to have their symptoms return within a few weeks. Think of this protocol as supporting your body's ongoing maintenance and repair processes, not as a short-term treatment that you can discontinue once you feel better. However, you should not expect to follow this exact protocol forever. As your joint health improves and your inflammatory levels normalize, many people find they can reduce the frequency or modify the preparation while maintaining their benefits. Some patients eventually transition to taking the turmeric mixture every other night, while others find they can maintain their improvements with smaller amounts or different timing. The key is to work with your body and pay attention to how you feel as you make these adjustments. If your symptoms start to return when you reduce the frequency or amount, simply return to the original protocol until your healing is more complete. Everyone's body responds differently, and finding the right long-term maintenance approach may take some experimentation. Let me address some common concerns and questions that patients often have about this protocol. First, many people worry about the safety of taking turmeric regularly, especially if they are already taking prescription medications. Turmeric is generally very safe for most people, but it can interact with certain medications, particularly blood thinners and diabetes medications. If you are taking any prescription medications, especially blood thinners like warfarin or diabetes medications like metformin, you should consult with your healthcare provider before starting this protocol. Turmeric can enhance the effects of blood-thinning medications, which could be dangerous, and it can also help lower blood sugar levels, which means diabetes medications might need to be adjusted. Second, some people experience mild digestive upset when they first start taking turmeric, especially in the concentrated amounts used in this protocol. If you experience nausea, stomach irritation, or loose stools, try reducing the amount of turmeric by half for the first week, then gradually increasing to the full dose as your body adjusts. Taking the mixture with a small amount of food, despite the general recommendation to take it on an empty stomach, may also help reduce digestive irritation. Third, turmeric can stain your teeth and mouth if not consumed carefully. To prevent staining, consume the mixture quickly and rinse your mouth with water immediately afterward. Some patients prefer to mix the turmeric paste with a small amount of warm water to create a liquid that can be drunk quickly rather than eaten from a spoon. Fourth, be aware that turmeric may temporarily change the color of your urine to a bright yellow or orange color. This is completely harmless and simply indicates that your body is processing the curcumin. The color change usually becomes less noticeable as your body adjusts to the protocol. Finally, some patients worry about becoming dependent on natural remedies, just like they might become dependent on prescription medications. This concern is understandable but unfounded. Unlike prescription drugs that often lose effectiveness over time, requiring higher doses or stronger medications, natural anti-inflammatory approaches like turmeric actually help restore your body's normal inflammatory balance. Over time, many people find they need less external support as their natural healing processes become more efficient. Now I want to share one more remarkable success story that demonstrates just how life-changing this protocol can be. James was a 49-year-old accountant from Michigan who had developed severe spinal arthritis after a car accident 5 years earlier. James's pain was so intense that he could not sit at his desk for more than 30 minutes without needing to stand and walk around, which made his job extremely difficult and threatened his career. James had undergone multiple rounds of physical therapy, tried every over-the-counter pain reliever available, and had received several epidural steroid injections that provided only temporary relief. His doctor was recommending spinal fusion surgery, a procedure that would permanently limit his mobility but might reduce his pain. James was terrified of surgery and desperate to find an alternative. When James started the turmeric and olive oil protocol, his expectations were very low. He had tried several other natural remedies over the years without success, and he viewed this as just another attempt before resigning himself to surgery. But James was meticulous about following the protocol exactly as prescribed, taking his turmeric mixture at precisely the same time each night and making all the lifestyle adjustments I recommended. The changes in James's condition were gradual but undeniable. After 2 weeks, he realized he was sleeping more deeply and waking up less frequently due to pain. After a month, he could sit at his desk for up to an hour before needing a break. After 3 months, James was working full 8-hour days with only occasional discomfort, something he had not been able to do since his accident. 6 months after starting the protocol, James returned to his orthopedic surgeon for a follow-up MRI. His doctor was shocked to discover that the inflammation around James's spinal joints had decreased significantly, and what had appeared to be permanent cartilage damage showed signs of repair. James canceled his surgery and continues to use the turmeric protocol 2 years later, maintaining his improvements and living a normal, active life. What made James's recovery so remarkable was not just the pain relief, but the restoration of function and quality of life that came with reduced inflammation. James was able to return to activities he loved, like playing golf and hiking with his family, activities he had assumed were permanently off-limits due to his spinal arthritis. As we near the end of our time together today, I want to make sure you understand that what you have learned represents a real opportunity to change your relationship with arthritis pain. This is not about false hope or unrealistic expectations. This is about giving your body the tools it needs to heal itself using safe, natural methods that work with your physiology rather than against it. The research supporting the use of curcumin for arthritis is extensive and compelling, with studies showing benefits that rival or exceed those of many prescription medications, but without the dangerous side effects. The thousands of people who have successfully used variations of this protocol represent real evidence that natural healing approaches can be incredibly effective for managing and even reversing arthritis symptoms. But success with this protocol requires commitment and consistency. You cannot try it for a few days and expect miraculous results. You cannot skip doses when you feel better and expect to maintain your improvements. You cannot ignore the other lifestyle factors that influence inflammation and expect the turmeric alone to solve all your problems. What you can expect, if you follow the protocol exactly as described and give your body time to heal, is a gradual but significant improvement in your pain levels, joint mobility, and overall quality of life. You can expect to wake up feeling more rested and less stiff. You can expect to move through your day with greater ease and confidence. You can expect to rediscover activities and pleasures that arthritis has stolen from you. Most importantly, you can expect to feel hope again, to believe that your best days are not behind you, that your body has not betrayed you permanently, that healing is possible even when conventional medicine has told you otherwise. This hope is not false or misguided. It is based on scientific evidence and real-world results achieved by people just like you, who refuse to accept pain as their permanent reality. If this information has resonated with you, if you recognize yourself in the stories I have shared, if you are ready to try an approach that supports your body's natural healing rather than just managing symptoms, then I invite you to subscribe to Lauren Wellcare and join our community of people who are taking control of their arthritis naturally. This channel is dedicated to providing you with research-based, practical information that can help you live with less pain and greater vitality. When you subscribe, you are not just getting access to more health information. You are joining a community of people who understand what it means to live with chronic pain, who know the frustration of canceled plans and modified dreams, who recognize the courage it takes to keep hoping for better when your body seems determined to remind you daily of its limitations. You are surrounding yourself with knowledge, support, and encouragement that can help transform not just your physical health, but your entire outlook on what is possible for your future. Every video I create is made with people like you in mind, people who want real solutions, not just symptom management. People who are willing to do the work required for healing, but need guidance on what actually works and what is just empty promises. You will never find false hope here, but you will find genuine possibilities based on sound science and proven results. The subscription button is right below this video, and clicking it takes just 1 second but represents so much more. It represents your decision to stop accepting pain as inevitable, to stop settling for partial solutions, to stop believing that your body is incapable of healing. It represents your commitment to learning about natural approaches that can complement or even replace conventional treatments that may not be serving you well. Most importantly, subscribing represents your investment in hope, your decision to believe that better days are possible, that the person you were before arthritis limited your life is still there, waiting for the right support to emerge again. This community is here for you on the difficult days when progress seems slow, and here to celebrate with you when you achieve improvements you once thought were impossible. Please remember that the information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. While the turmeric and olive oil protocol has been safe and effective for thousands of people, everyone's situation is unique, and you should consult with your healthcare provider before making significant changes to your treatment plan, especially if you are currently taking medications or have other health conditions. Your journey with arthritis does not have to be a story of progressive limitation and increasing pain. With the right natural support, your body's remarkable healing capacity can be awakened, your inflammation can be reduced, and your joints can begin to function more like they did before arthritis changed your life. The turmeric and olive oil protocol I have shared today represents a scientifically sound, practical starting point for that healing journey. Take this information, discuss it with your healthcare provider if appropriate, and most importantly, give your body the chance to show you what healing is possible when you provide the right support at the right time. Your future self, the one who wakes up with less pain and moves through the day with greater ease, is waiting for you to take this first step toward natural healing and lasting relief.